Hello my friends, welcome to my 200 3D CAD models in FreeCAD series. Today I will be working on exercise 170, which I did a similar object previously. I believe exercise 107, which had only 2 pair of these flanges. Now it's 3 flanges, and then one interesting thing is the distance between these two are not uniform. So this is 19mm gap and 20mm gap, and the slot size however does not change. So the diameter is 15, the hole, and then radius of the slot outside half circle is 15, so there's 30mm gap. And I had to think long and hard about how to make this, but I have a theory in my mind. So let's go ahead and start working on this from the scratch. We won't be updating the exercise 107, we will be working from ground up. All right, first thing first, calibration. And I don't think I'll be actually using this model, this technical drawing, to help me. So do you need that image calibration, to be honest? Right, so that's my center of workspace. Pressing AC on the keyboard brings it back, so it's like toggle axis cross. You select that, it comes back and goes away. So first thing first, I will be building a base slot with the sketcher option in the 0.22 version, which will be FreeCAD 1 version soon. It has sketcher sketch, create sketch button built in into its own toolbar, which is good. So from there I want to build my first sketch would be a slot. So the length of that slot is, I'm going to say 70, right? Well, it was 70, and then it is flat, so 0, right? And then there, so we got that. I'm gonna go ahead and make it symmetric by the sketch. All right, how about this radius? This radius is given as 15. So in this new version, all the dimensions are tucked under this dimension, smart dimension D. So press D after selecting anything, it will give you the option to place a dimension on that. Right, so that's our first sketch. Actually, we'll have 2 holes in here with diameter 15. I'm gonna go ahead and make these 2 equal. Cool. All right, this one, so I'm gonna say sketch slot, it was 70mm. We have 2 slots in here, one is 70mm long, another one is, I believe, 80mm long. So the length changes, nothing else changes on this. Right, so this one, I'm gonna go ahead and extrude that for 5mm upward, and this is what we have. Okay, and let's go ahead, rename that to slot 70mm, and then I want to mirror it over on this side, which is XY plane. Yes, cool. And now I want to make a gap in between. Let's start at 20 and 30, right? And we will have to update from the data tab under this mirror. From the data tab, we'll have to update one of these values to move it sideways. Or what we can do, we can move the main object on the right side. If we move it on the right side, it will be, the gap will be doubled because it's mirroring. So let's see which value we will have to change. I'm gonna go ahead and open up this placement. Now it's all zeros in here. Okay, right click on the main object and transform it, so bring it some value on the right side. See, this value changes, so it's 3.75. so the gap obviously is around 8mm now. So we have to make it 20, so which should be half of that in here. So now it should be a 20mm gap from inside to inside. We can verify that theory by using this measure tool. I want to say I take this point and this point, the gap is 20 millimeter. Outside to outside will be 30 because it is 5 millimeter thick. So we got first pair of slots, and I want to make those a union. Some say pair 70 millimeter, right? And now I want to copy this whole thing, including everything in there, and paste it. So what it does is it now I can go change the sketch independently of the original copied part. All right, this one I'm gonna go ahead and transform it just like this. Okay, so this is our transformed. Oh, I have rotation increment 1 degree, which is bad. Let's cancel it and transform it again. This time I'm going to go ahead and make it 15, so it retains the previously used values. Right, so now I have 15, so I'll have to do it 4 times. 1 2 3 4. Nope, more than 4 times. 6 times. Yes. Right, so now we have 20 millimeter gap between these two and two of these, right? And there is my theory comes. Although the 19 millimeter is shown here one time, but for this to work, actually this flange and this flange, the distance between these two will be 19, otherwise it cannot be matched here. So since we have these both of these, actually tell you what, yes, so we'll make that 20 gap 19 to begin with. So this was the slot that we changed this value. So to make this 19, I'll have to make that 9.5. What it does is it pushes it just a little bit. So we'll have to do the same thing on this one too. So this was the original object. This is Z is 10, so we'll make it 9.5. Now the gap is 19 millimeter in here. And looking at this picture, looks like this vertical one is the 80 millimeter one. So I'll go ahead and go into that first sketch and make this 80. Right, so that is, we got our couple of pairs with 19 millimeter gap in between. And then, so previously I copied this one, right? And I didn't copy anything else, so I can go ahead and press Ctrl B one more time. Should come back, yes. And let's see, so the gap is 10 millimeter because when I copied it, it was 10 millimeter gap. So we have a third pair. Now we have to rotate it 2 ways to place it across. First thing I want to do is I want to rotate it like this. Actually, looks like one time rotation worked. Pretty cool. I'm happy about it. Alright, so now I think that's it. So now we have this pair, right? This pair. So actually I'll have to rename this. It would be 80 millimeter pair because we updated this sketch. So this pair, the gap is 20. And these both pairs are at 19 millimeter gap. And that's our object. I don't know why I complicated this one, these 19 and 20 millimeter, like first 5 trials that I did. So obviously thinking ahead helps. Alright, let's finish up. We'll have to build a cube in the middle to fill this gap up, and it would be easy. I'll bring in a cube, right? So here it is, and I won't be thinking too much. I'll just start working on it. So the gap, so let's make this 20 all again. Yeah, on both sides this is 20, so the gap will be minus 10, Now that I'm thinking, I'll have to make one of these 19mm, and that will change here too. So not to worry about this too much, but we can make this a formula. So let's say cube dot length, right, divided by 2, and make it minus. Oh, so I could just say length, right? So this would be minus width over 2. So we didn't, because it's the same, I didn't have to say cube dot. Cool. All right, so we have only thing left is height. So minus height divided by 2. All right, so this actually places it in the middle. What we'll have to do is we'll have to increase this to 30. All right, which should not be a problem. So this will be 30 and this will be 30. Okay, let's see if it matches. Right now here it doesn't matches because that one is the one with 20 say 19mm gap. So what I want to do, so that was, I think it is, so I want to make it 29. There, now it kind of matches up all along, and that is our object. All I have to do is take all of these and put them in a fusion, and I must say finally done. Yay. Right, well, I hope you enjoyed the process. Thank you for watching. If you have any question, comment or suggestion regarding this video or this process, please let them know in the comment section below. Thanks again for watching. See you later.